Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and while you're at it, click the bell to be notified of future videos. This is called Confetti Star. Here's the diagram, and here are 4 blocks set block to block. This is the 3x3 grid. The units in each grid space will finish at 4 inches. The only technique we're going to use today to make this block is stitch and flip. You can use stitch and flip. There's a folded corner clipper, and there are other tools that you can accomplish the same thing. So use whatever tool you like, or use the stitch and flip method. I will demonstrate that method. Here are the patches. There are 4 different patches. 2 of them are odd size. The patch A and B, I will put the AccuQuilt dies that will cut these patches, but patches C and D, I did not find dies to cut those. Here are the fabrics. There are 4 different fabrics and the cutting instructions for each of the fabrics. I have divided out the patches into the groups that we're going to be sewing. These small squares are the patch A's, and this large background stack will go with these narrow rectangles, patch C, and these will make the little star points. This background fabric goes between the star points. Here's 1/2 of the star point that's finished, and this will go between that star point and a mirror image star point that goes here. This will be the snowball unit that goes in the very center of the star, and this I'll call a half snowball unit. These go in the corners because we have a stitch and flip there and a stitch and flip here. So I've put them all together because we'll just take one stack and do one stack at a time as I'm piecing. So let me show you the stitch and flip method, and then you can use whatever method you prefer to get the job done on this one. In step 1, we're going to do the snowball unit and the half snowball unit. So I'll show you those. Let's start with the half snowball, and we'll take 2 of the A patches and then 1 of the B patch. On the back of the A patches, we're going to draw a diagonal line. We place that on one corner, and this is the edge, the corner we want to cut off, so I've drawn an X there. We're going to take this to the machine and stitch just to the right of this drawn line. The reason we do that is it just gives us a little bit extra as we fold it over after this step. And then while we're at the machine, we'll take another one that goes on this side and the diagonal line, so we'll turn it around, and this is what I want to cut off, so I'm going to stitch just to the right of that line as well. Now the stitching is done, and so we're going to cut off the corner. We cut off about 1/4 of an inch away from the stitching line. It doesn't have to be exact. So I'm just cutting off the X that I marked in the corner. That way I'm not cutting off the wrong thing. Now we'll press this with the seams open or to one side, and then this is what you have. This is what I call a half snowball, and we're going to make 4 units like this. The next unit we'll do is the snowball unit. And for the snowball unit, you're going to do exactly the same thing in every single corner. You'll put this in the corner, match up the edges, and this is what I want to cut off. Then stitch just to the right side of this line and trim it and then press it. Now the star point units, and this is the left side, and I'll show you how I did the left side. On the back of these squares you have your diagonal line, and then you'll need to look at the direction of the angle and put the angle to go in the same direction like this, and put your X where you want it cut off, because these are really easy to get confused. And what you could do is take all 4 of them and do all this direction first, and then come back and do the other direction. And if you look at the angle here, and if I was to put the angle like this, you can see that's the opposite way, so you know that's the wrong way. And you'll put this angle down here, and this is where you want to cut off. So for this one, you would turn it this way and stitch to the right of this line, because it's in the same direction as the X. And then you would turn this one around, and it looks the same way as it's coming in your machine. You'll stitch to the right, and this is the X you want to cut off. So you'll make 4 of these in this direction. The stitching is done. Now we'll cut off 1/4 inch away from the stitched line. Then we'll open these up and press them. And we'll have our 4 left units. Now we're going to do the right side star point. Put the C patch down here, and we have our lines drawn on these A patches. And now we're going to go the opposite direction. So if you look at this is the same direction as that. We don't want that. Let's turn it around like this, and we want it to go opposite direction. So that goes that way, and this goes this way. Then we'll put our X's here. That's what we want to cut off. Stitch just to the right of this line here. Flip this around and stitch to the right of this line here. Trim it 1/4 inch and press. Now we have our left and right star points. We're going to finish off the unit by sewing the D rectangle between the two. So stitch these all together and press your seams. And you'll make 4 of these. Now we have all of our units done, so let's put the block together. And there you have it. Stitch the top units together, the middle and the bottom, press your seams, and then sew the rows together. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and while you're at it, click the bell to be notified of future videos.